That's true. Can I get not to studio, please? Thank you. Sorry for the echo. I'm not talking because I'm fucked up, but I'm doing some maths that I'll explain later. Essentially, this is how many years. I gotta turn this down. I would be turning it up. That was stupid. This is how many years the universe has existed, and this is how many years I'm expecting humans to exist to see if my number is similar to anyone else's number. This is going to be depressing, I know already. It's going to be like 200 years from now. Thanks for all the advertisements where I don't even know which ones it is. Is this an ad block like strategy? Because that's fucking clever. No, the Washington Post is totally just a spam bot. Oh, no, there it is. Still got a little bit of annoying advertisements. Please go away now. God damn it. I still don't know what that means. Like, practically. I get it, like, they're talking about, oh no, we're gonna kill ourselves in a second, but like, is that an accurate estimate, or are you just trying to scare us? Sorry, I was blocking the, whoops. OBS could be better, let's be honest. I'm looking at any of these. That's a pretty wide estimate. Given we've been around, what was the number? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to look it back up. Ooh, this is important. Over tens of thousands to millions of years. Think about it. That's not a lot of time. Jesus was just a few thousand years ago. Think about it. And a lot of shit happened before Jesus, my friend. Ooh, that's nice. So that's just a random thing that could kill us within any tens of thousands to millions of years. So we know that that's going to happen. And so this is actually a harder thing to predict. So I'm just going to do what I was originally going to do. I was trying to do the timeline of the universe versus the potential timeline of humans. How about this? This is an interesting number game. Fuck you. 79. I said 82, dude. I was not far off. I am not upset with that. Do they have a exponent? Thank you. Thank you. A billion is. Why is this taking me a second? It's 12, right? Oh, fuck. Come on. I'm not that stupid, am I? Okay. That is 100 million, 700 billion. I did it wrong. Wait, what is a billion? Am I crazy, or is a billion different in different places? Yep, it's different in different places. God damn, I thought that was a bug. Did you see that? This thing, I literally tried to kill it because I thought it was a bug. Fucking annoying. I'm like leaving this website like that bullshit. I'm just gonna do the math myself. It's clearly 13.7 billion years plus who knows how many. Let's say at least 8 years. The universe is going to continue living for at least 8 more years. That is our equation. I know I'm using like the worst calculator, but it's just like it's here. It's all I got. Divided by. Is this even gonna do it right? Do I have to like do this individually or something? Fucking, I know I can't divide by 0. Fuck you, dude. So, that number. That is the percentage of our life compared to the life of the entire universe. Now, that's depressing. If you want to like see that in 0 form, can they do that? It's essentially going to be like whatever the last number was. It could have been that or something. Oh, it was a 5. I think so. To the negative 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Whoops. 1 extra 0, excuse me, sorry. I don't even think I did that right. So that is the percentage. Percentage isn't even... Is it the percentage, or do I need to take another 2? Maybe that's the percentage. Who gives a shit? It's not. It doesn't matter, because it's such an insignificant number. However, this is the important thing about your life. This is your life. But you could live in your room and do nothing all day. And this would be how much of the universe you are. And you are the universe. You are actually one of the most unique phenomena ever that the universe has produced. Why not do the one thing that got you to this point, working together with other people who are going to, have their own 5%, which add up to 50%. 10 people makes 55. 100 makes. Wait, am I doing my math right, or am I completely confusing years with people? Sorry, I might be a little gone. All right, let's do this again. Let's just say this. Theoretically, the Earth is going to be uninhabitable in that long. That's all I'm gonna read of it. That's it. I don't care anymore. I'm going to assume that as truth, because that's how we work in the world. So, calculator. We have our number, 13.7 plus, probably need to practice this all. This is so not an easy thing to do. Wait, what was the other number? 7.59. I hate that I have all these ads showing. I thought I have ad blocker. Anyway. I don't like giving stupid companies money. I know I do block ads on companies I care about. Phenomenal. So that many years times. And here, is this what I'm looking for? What is going on? Holy shit. What was the number? 21.6. I'm just going to do it the way that works. That's how many years we have possibly on the Earth, based off of 2 seconds reading a website. So, let's divide that by how long human life. Well, just divided by how human life has existed so far, we've made come on, dude, you are the worst. You're seriously never use this calculator. This is like, I like how it's aesthetic and minimalist and completely useless. I mean, I'm going to try to do it again, because this better be a possible thing. It's not. It's not. Holy shit, dude. Alright. I feel like a fucking peasant. I'm gonna click it out. I bet I could use numbers though. Damn it, I could use fucking numbers. I don't have a numpad, but still, it's better than what I've been doing. So that number is essentially... One, two, three, four, five, six. Yep, I think that is correct. Yeah, if you want to be precise, that is currently the lifespan of the. Okay, I want to get my math right though. So 1 over that number is the lifetime of. Oh, that's the lifetime of the universe over the lifetime that we have existed. So this is the number that we've existed so far. Right? It might be divided by 100? Wait. Gotta figure this out. I'm really not sober right now. Let me do something simple. Clear all. I have no clue if I'm helping my confusion or not. I can't figure out what's confusing me. So this is the current ratio of, let's just forget about percentages for a second, okay? I hate percentages, it's just confusing me now. What you do with a percentage is you take the point ratio out of 1 being the total. So like this number, the 0.009 something, that is it's out of 1. Now if you're doing out of percent, what you essentially have to do is say, if that's out of 1, so if you have 1 and you have 100%, so you actually turn this into an E4. Why is that the number that popped up? That's fucking completely unrelated to what I was doing. Essentially, what was it, 9, 2, 5. That is the percentage, let's presume that's the percentage of human existence compared to all of existence. I wouldn't even say I'm upset. Let's say we really killed it and our ancestors before us for the last 800 or 180,000, if that's how that works, it's 200,000. 200,000, 200 million, minus 200,000 is 1 million, 1.8 million years of evolution. We're actually quite similar to the 200,000, which isn't likely, but let's just say that the human brain has been a very slow process, and our way of defining things is actually bullshit. And if you actually wanted to create a point in which consciousness, the way it exists now, came to exist, then I'd honestly say you probably want to add a couple zeros there. Fucking hell, dude, you're gonna make me do it again. Like if you want it to be generous, you could say it's 9 to 5%. And remember, we're talking about percents. You can have like 77% chance of doing something. I keep writing in the wrong place because it doesn't have, this is so shitty. This is so shitty. Is there any other calculator? Nah. I'm literally gonna have to, because this is just the worst. I don't trust anything from Windows Store though. It's like all gonna be malware, I'm sure. It's just not even showing up now. What? Let's just try it. Let's just see if it's better. Oh, it's beautifully designed. Ooh, I'm excited. Let's see how it looks. Oh, it looks good. Let's just see if it's fucking basically useful. Alright, so far my generous estimate is 9. You have 10% is a tenth. 1% is 100th. 0.1% is 1,000th. 100,000 or 10,000, 900,000th of all of time is us so far. 900,000. I still don't even like the percentage. I think the percentage is a bad way of looking at it when you're looking at the scale. I think this is a better way of looking at it. Just considering, think about the number 1 instead of 100, because 100% means per cent being 100, per of 100, say per 1. 1, this is how much we are of. You know, there's been the whole thing. It's been going from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 10, and then we're just this tiny bit on the end. Like literally, how about this? Oh my god, this is... I'm so done using this fucking calculator. There's gotta be a calculator that, like, you can use online that's fucking better than this. Okay, so... Scientific calculator on Desmos, I trust that. But I still want the Google one in case Desmos is bullshit. But I trust this. You could also use Wolfram. And that's a pretty good website for like anything. So what we're trying to do is that's like, what's the fuck are you asking? What was the number we got about? So essentially, we have So essentially, given that's how long we've lived so far, and that's a pessimistic prediction of, because everything I'm seeing is saying that we're actually getting a lot of news that life might not keep existing and not like we'd imagined. But 100,000 years is literally just a few thousand generations, and I can't imagine a few thousand generations not finding a way to survive. You know, it's like we feel as if it's our generation's responsibility, but it's never been like that. We've never even had that mentality. This is a new way of thinking about people who don't even exist yet, and recognizing that we are a part of them, even though we will never know them. We will never interact with them. We will hardly have an effect on them unless we do nothing like we have been doing. But if we all start thinking about the other, thinking about your neighbor and thinking about your neighbor in the future that you'll never meet, I would say this number could exist with another 0. 1,000,000 years, because the lifespan of our Earth is going to be 1,000,000,000 years. But even then, 1,000,000 years, I wouldn't think that after 1,000,000 years our species would even be the same. And I think that the Earth would be trashed by then. We would be trashing it. We wouldn't. It wouldn't. There are too many things out there that we are discovering and not being careful enough with. That if this number is this big, or not this big, it's like this big. You know, we're fucked. You know. But I think in general, from what I'm seeing, the age of the universe, the age of Earth, the age of all of this, it seems as if our place in it is, well, let me just flip this right back upside down. Let's do a little mental gymnastic thing. Whoops, I'm having trouble here. Sorry. That is how many of us there could be. If we have a successful but failed, you know, kind of thing. I'm not saying this has any predictive quality. I'm saying that I tend to believe that life does exist out there, and that life suitable for what, and this number, this 100,000,000, that doesn't include humans. Humans will not be the same. I'm not even talking about life being the same. I'm saying like something living might exist, I think, but we're gonna fuck this planet up. We're seriously gonna fuck this guy up. The only way that number could get any bigger is if we start doing some intergalactic shit. That being said, we're not fucking shit up fast enough that the intergalactic shit needs to be as speed-lined as fucking video games are. We keep treating it as if it's some sort of spectacle, like it's some sort of big event. Hey, we're gonna get it out by 2020. All right, we have delays because, you know, people might die if we don't actually try and not just say, we're gonna do it by this time. We have to actually fucking try and know what we're doing. But generally, I tend to think that if that's how we're 11,000, or 1 in 11,000th of the universe, and at any point, a world suitable to this type of life could exist, and likely will never be able to communicate with us. I would say that's the one thing about DMT is that it makes it feel as if you connect with those people you'll never meet, those people that, like you, just existed and then don't. You know, you might not even be communicating with them now. You might be communicating with a different version of themselves now. But here's a theory. There's so many different living things that are actually giving off spiritual, so to speak, qualities, like thoughts, and in some sense like radio waves. Like there is a signal that we give out, but we don't typically perceive it until we're dying. Because the point of life, the point of all existence, is to realize that we are all equal, we are all the same, and that death actually brings us together. That's what heaven is to some extent. It's actually, it's a world where existence still goes on, but you don't have to keep struggling. You don't have to keep trying. But I think that maybe then there is an important distinction between heaven and hell. Because when I experienced a near-death experience from an extremely high dose of DMT, which is what's making me shake when I'm talking about this, is I experienced hell first until I realized that, one, that I had taken a drug that calmed me down a little bit, and two, that I'm well, maybe just because I was better now, but I felt like I was understanding things better. Of course, when you come out of a DMT trip, you suddenly realize all the things you understood were actually nonsense and confusing, but it was as if I went to heaven and I realized I had actually always been there. And I had broken through by accident one other time. And it's what confirmed that suspicion that that's what I experienced, is because I actually was breaking through by accident. My friend just wanted to take some DMT, and I brought some, and I just happened to have some. It's not an easy drug to get, but I just had some. And it was so weird for him to be like, you want to do DMT? DMT, that drug that makes people like think they died and left the universe? Okay, sure. I mean, I've done it, but you're not probably gonna like it. It's hard to do. It's hard to enjoy. But when I was doing that, I was making sure I was taking small hits. But I had also probably been taking a lot of psychedelics around then, so the quickness to the psychotic and detached sense of well, I was literally taking pretty big DMT hits. That was also probably a contributing factor. But the thing is, I actually clearly remember this trip, whereas the previous trip, I remember almost none of it. It was so intense and I took so much. This one I probably took half as much, but I ended up thinking that we were all in heaven, I guess. Not heaven from the traditional sense, but I thought that we were all like secretly gods or something, and that when we had taken it, I was asking them like, "Oh my God, are you hearing me? Are you like this? Do you get it?" I think that's one of the things I was like, "Do you get it? Is it?" Because I was one of the things is it tends to create delusions, and one of the delusions was that they were experiencing the exact same thing I was. And telepathy and that idea that you're communicating with somebody perfectly is a common experience people have when they take DMT, especially when they take DMT together at the same time. Now I was like the only person taking DMT at that moment. And so when I started walking around the room, like, oh my God, this is what heaven looks like? This looks suspiciously like the basement of my friend's room I was just in. It's so funny how literally your brain will click and you'll go back to it very quickly, as if there's a switch for you to be able to be in that state of mind where you realize you've been there forever. You are there. It is everything. And there's nothing to be afraid of. That was the most comforting trip I've ever had, probably, but it was also probably because I was around a lot of my friends. And they just didn't even know what's going on. It didn't make it worse. They're like, what the fuck? You just actually broke through? What does that even mean? Like, none of them knew what that drug was. They were all kind of weirded out. But I'd say that, yeah, being one of probably, and we can add, what, wasn't it like 29? I don't know. It was like 20 something. That's probably not it. Yeah. That's how much we might be for the entire life of the universe. So the universe isn't going to be that much longer. 1 in 20,000? Like, think about the odds people take during the Powerball. Alright? 1 in 20,000 is not great, but if we could make this a couple more zeros, then essentially we are a significant, we're 1/250th of the entirety of the duration of the universe is our existence. Now, am I going crazy there? Because this is human existence, and this is, what is that? 100 million. 100 million plus 200,000. That assumes that we do what we've done 5,000 times what we've already done. We just do that again 5,000 times without fucking up. I'd say the odds of doing that is, but given technological advancement, but given the fact that we don't care about each other properly, there's literally either a chance of us being, I'd say, somewhere around that, or that. Yeah, that's fair. That? Is that right? No, that's wrong. That, or that. Nope, wait, that. Because essentially that means that this would mean that this is the agricultural revolution, right? This is us. This is the 100,000 years that I'm predicting we will continue existing. 100,000 years, some people would argue, is fucking generous. You know, we could literally be that, and that's not a prettier number than that. That's a decently prettier number. But if you start to actually fix the long-term problems, you could get another million years, 10 million years, 100 million? I don't know. 100 million is a lot of years. I just don't know. I don't know how long a species, because a species wouldn't still be like the same after that point. Like 200,000 years turned primates into us. Unless evolution works on a specific focusing basis where it only evolves when it needs to evolve and it doesn't evolve when it's doing all right. I don't believe that's what's going on. I think that it's constantly evolving. That's probably why we're mal-evolving, we're mis-evolving, and starting to develop psychological issues, because we're evolving in directions that don't necessarily benefit us. You know, when survival isn't inherent, just given being born a human, you're probably born into a place where you're going to survive into your adulthood, given where you live, but in most places, I'd say. It creates it creates a weird dynamic, like no other animal has ever had that, where survival isn't necessarily on their mind. Even you're not even thinking about surviving. You know, maybe if you're in Afghanistan, maybe like certain places, but most places, survival has been almost completely mitigated by civilization and the fact that humans are a social species and we build bonds. And if you are a violent person, we're going to kick you out of civilization. I think like we've got a good system going. It literally could be smoke and fire. It could be nothing. People could be bullshitting. People could be. There is an outrage culture. There is a culture of the fact that, again, our biology is designed to be interested in big, important things. So when something seems big and important and like, oh, we gotta fix this, it's very easy to get caught up in the emotions before the analysis part of your brain goes, all right, but how much of what he's saying is actually true? How much of what he's saying is hyperbolic? How much is actually researched? Especially with YouTube, you watch every creator and you're like, this is someone who I am not. This is someone with a different belief system and personality and purpose in life. What should I try to get from this? What am I going to get from this? And should I be trying to get anything from this? Should I be partaking in this? Wouldn't it be great if we outlived even the universe? Alright, I'm done. This is a weird thought process, but maybe I'll finish this later. I'm just a little fucked up right now. I just keep rereading it, trying to figure out where I'm like gonna start, and I don't know where to start because I'm too gone. But hey, if it ends up good, it's probably because I keep rereading it and rewriting it because, you know, I find little fixes. It's been an hour? Oh god, I'm